Hello and welcome to BierTier, the German engineer. Today we are back with a brand new game to the channel, and that game is Oxygen Not Included by the developers of Cly. This game here is near and dear to my heart. I have roughly 350 hours in it, long before I started making content for YouTube. Alright, I would say let's jump right into it and start a new game, and I will explain how it works along the way. We're gonna go for new game. We have two game modes, survival and no sweat. We're gonna choose no sweat, and I personally prefer the classic version of the game. So when we go in here, we have several different starting destinations that we can choose, and I am a big fan of the Rime cluster, a frigid location marked by inhospitably low temperatures throughout. That's what we want. So what we can do now here on the right is we can click this button here, and it kind of creates a new seed. So we're just going to find one that we like. For example, here it is metal rich, it has irregular oil and mixed boulders. So we're just going to go and find something that we like.
A few moments later.
Now this here looks pretty good. It is metal rich and it has a frozen core. All the others here on the bottom are for the asteroids around, but until we get to asteroids, that will be a good amount of time, because first of all we need to thrive in Rime, and once that is done, then we can move on to some space travel. So I would say let's jump right into it and see how it goes. Alright, so this is the first screen that we will see when we start a new game, and it gives us 3 dupes that we can choose, and we can re-roll them and make them specialized into whatever we want. They have interests, traits, stress reactions, and an overjoyed response. So what I usually like to start with, and once again I haven't played it in a while, is one digger, one, where do we have him? One decorator, and one scientist or researcher. Here we go. So these have now these traits here. So this one here has a decorating of plus 12 creativity and falls periodically asleep because she's narcoleptic. I think we're gonna leave this one here as it is. Now we can click up to here and we can give him different traits like digging and tidying. I usually like to have something like digging and construction. And down here we need to make sure we have a decent negative trait. We always have a positive trait and a negative trait. So let me find one that is good, and let's see.
6 hours later.
And I believe I have found our perfect starting set of dupes. We have digging plus 10, 250 digging speed and attack damage. Don't really need attack damage up until way later, but good to have. Mole hands, increased excavation gives us more digging speed once again and more attack speed on top of that, and decreased science, which is fine because we have our scientist over here who has plus 7 science, who has quick learner and is a pacifist, so he cannot do attacking errands. And in the middle here, I, after all, decided to change the one in the middle as well. He is now only plus 7 instead of plus 12 creativity. But on top of that, he has another plus 3 here and a decreased decor morale bonus. Cannot do cooking errands though, which is also fine because we will have lots of dupes before we start cooking anything. Now we just name our colony, and I think Engineer's Heaven will do just fine. So let's embark and hop onto the world. Alright, here we are at the very beginning of our game. We can zoom out and we can kind of see that we have a little bit of water and slime up here. We have some ice over here. We have some algae, sandstone, sand, dirt, all good stuff, copper right here. So first of all, we need to expand, and we do that by clicking on the G button and start excavating just generally in this direction here. And at the same time, we will also come right down into here to make us a nice trap for our CO2. So our dupes getting out their little weapons, and they're starting to dig through our sandstone over here. On the bottom here, we need to build a ladder to come down to here. So first, excavation to the left and to the right and down to the bottom has been completed. So now we gotta pause it and we gotta take care of something very important. We need a outhouse. And on top of an outhouse, we also need a, where is it at? Medicine, a wash basin. That is very important, or our dupes will just pee on the floor, and it is really hard to get rid of that pee, if you believe it or not. So we're gonna also excavate down here over. And then here we can then build our pitcher pump so they can get some water, or the wash basin. Washing your hands, I'm sure you're aware, especially during COVID times, is more important than ever, and it's no different in this game. All right here, they have completed this here, but I am going to give the outhouse and the wash basin a very high priority, so that gets built immediately. And what we need to do now is come into plumbing and build our pitcher pump. And our pitcher pump, you can kind of see how the extended little, I don't even know what that is, like a straw goes down there. That's how deep it can go. So if you build it here, we should probably build it right here. This here gives us the best possible way to get down there, and the dupes will come and we'll build this here ASAP. The wash basin is by far not as important as the outhouse. Build the outhouse first before night falls, and we are too late. I hope they build it tomorrow morning before they pee all over the floor. Now they're just standing around because they have way too much free time, so we can go up to their schedule and actually, not like that, actually remove one of their free time slots here. They only need one right now, and that is plenty. They also don't need a bath time currently in the morning, and they just fall over on the spot and sleep. Right here we have hatches. Hatches will get very important later because we gotta farm him. Hatches have some very unique abilities, but we will talk about that when we get there. The sun has risen and we can see that our dupes have to go to the bathroom, so we need to prioritize this one here ASAP before they pee all over the floor. Now the screen has gone yellow because I gave it maximum priority to build this toilet right there. And it is built. So now they can go to the toilet when they have to without having to pee on the floor, hopefully. Just gets a little bit of dirt. It has dirt. Perfect. Now, how about you use it? That would be a good idea. Now Turner goes first. And Turner is on. Perfect, perfect. Now that disinfected. And the next one's turn. And nobody has peed on the floor. That's all we wanted for right now. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Now, we start to plan out our base. I personally usually prefer to have the base go kind of from the middle where we start, up and down from there, as much as humanly possible. Down we have our water reservoir here, and we have a water reservoir up here. So usually the best way to rectify that is to come down here, and we're just going to build stairs all the way to the lowest point of our basin, and we're going to expand it over to the right, and then we just have all that water flow down here. So we can expand upwards very nicely. That's what we're going to do next. And the nice thing about ladders is ladders can be used to actually walk on them. So they're kind of like a floor, cheap to build, fast to build, only has benefits overall. Max, Turner, and Harold are doing their best to build what I asked them to build. Then we just gotta extend this whole area down here. Actually, one lower than that, all the way over to here. Well, all the way over to here. We have a lot of ice here. When this ice melts, then all this will fill up with water and drain our water out. So we may possibly not want to go quite as far, but we will see. We can always go deeper instead of going further over. So let's actually cancel this here and cancel this here to make sure we still have a nice space right there. Currently, what I really would like to do is kind of build a whole set of stairs straight down to here. This here will release all this water and put it down into our water basin. But I think to make that work, we need more space, or we will overfill it. So we're gonna dig this here out, and we're gonna give it a higher priority so this down here gets done before they start building this ladder here. And we have our printing pod giving us a new noise here. And when that happens and there's a little man there, we can choose a blueprint. We can either choose to bring on a new dupe, or it's giving us random stuff. So for example, here we can get fertilizer, 3,000 kilograms, which is 3 tons, and we have 300 kilograms available. We do not need that right now. What we would need is a farmer. Here we have a farmer. Look at that. Green thumb, increased agriculture. Gonna do doctoring errands and decrease the core, which is all good. I think Abe here. Abe, come on and join the team. Yep, you got it covered. So let's see how our water comes down here. Our water drains out on the top and lands on the bottom. Exactly as we wanted it to. Just gotta get rid of this here. So the water from the right side can also drain down here. So far, that's a very basic setup. We still have food in here. We have a muck root, 15 kilograms worth, and we started with, I don't remember how much, 25 kilograms or so of nutrient bars. Now, soonish, we need to start getting on to farming. Our dupes are just sleeping here right beside each other, so I think it's time to build them some sort of bed arrangement. So we're gonna pause it, and then we're gonna build right here on. We can build a wall here that needs to be 4 high, plus a floor, and build all the way over here. And there's a very specific setup that I like to build. I like to build in the very back here with 1 space free, an outhouse. Right beside it, I would like to build a wash basin. And then we need pneumatic doors right here. 2 of them on top of each other. 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. And 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. And right here, this is the basic setup of our sleeping area. But I believe the sleeping area is actually too far to the right. It's too close to the middle. So let's cancel all of this stuff and build it further over. Perfect. That is exactly what we want right now. And now we have more than enough space to actually overbuild this set of ladders here. And over here, I like to leave usually a 4 wide space. Why 4? We will also come to that later. Fortunately, there's a lot of things that I just already know about the game that I'm already doing because I know it's the right thing to do. But when we get there, you will see what that looks like. Currently, to make that happen, the dupes can only jump over 1 empty space. We need a second set of stairs there. And now they can start building this stuff. What we're also going to do more or less immediately is that we build 1, 2, 3, 4 high. Another set of floor over here. Just like that. Over to those stairs here. Those stairs here will soon disappear as well. Because those are just temporarily, so we were able to drain the water. To be able to build up on the top there, we're going to build our stairs. We're just going to build them a good amount up here. There's nothing here that hurts us. So we're just going to go straight up. And on the top here, so the dupes can walk through, they need a 2 high space. Kind of like this. And we may as well build another level while we're already here. 4 up. And over all the way to the stairs. Tell them to dig up all this stuff here. And another 2 spaces right there. Perfect. So this here is going to be the very basic layout of our base. These pneumatic doors here, we can lock them and we can open them or set them on auto. Just to speed up and make it a little bit easier, we're gonna lock the top, we're gonna open the bottom. Lock the top. Can't lock something that doesn't exist yet. These are not built. And the first night is here. Our 2 cots have been built, even though this one here doesn't have really a roof or anything. And Turner and Harold took the first turn to sleep in there. Actually, that's assigned to Harold and Turner, so these 2 will always sleep in there. We need to build another level up to have enough space for the other 2 guys. While they're building though, it's really nice that there's one thing we can do, and that is we can already start planning out what we want to build up there. And that is 2, or better to say 4 very specific things. So when we go into power, we have the manual generator. The very first means for us to produce electricity. We're going to plop it right there. We have a battery here. We're going to plop 2 of those right beside it. And then we need science, which is in stations. We need a research station right beside it. And oxygen generation, we need an oxygen diffuser that we're gonna build smack dab in the middle right here. Perfect. One more thing that we need is actually a storage bin that I just want to place right. No, not right there. That's actually the wrong place to build that. We need a storage bin and we need it right beside it. Perfect. To make all of this work, we of course need to wire it up, right? But we can't just build into our floor so the cables are nice and invisible. And then connect all of our stuff that needs to be hooked up to power up to our cable. Our storage bin has been built. What are we gonna do with this here? Organic algae. I want this here to be only filled with algae because our oxygen diffuser right here needs algae to work. So we might as well store the algae right beside it to make the ways that our dupes are using more efficient. At least that's the general idea here. And we have built our first research station. So let's select some research. This here is the tech tree. It's very big and very confusing and lots of stuff going on here. But don't worry about it. We will go through it one by one. Here on the top we have food. It unlocks new things like the planner box or the rations box, but most importantly the farm tile. We will need the farm tile. So we're going to select both of them. It will first research basic farming, which costs us 15 research points, and then meal preparation, which costs us 20 research points. So a total of 35. Once we get that, it will be shown. And while we are at here, we need to go into priorities. Priority shows all the things on the top here that our dupes can do. Attacking, doctoring, cooking, all that kind of stuff. And what they are already very good at, we're going to give them high priority. Like Turner, that's our decorator. We tell you, you are the decorator, period. Nobody else actually, let's see here. It's standard-wise, it's disallowed. Nobody does decorating except Turner, giving him full priority on it. Researching, that's Max. I don't want to see anybody else but Max in that research station. So we're going to give him full priority on this one. I do want more than Harold to be digging though. So we're going to give him a higher priority on digging because that's what he's good at. And that should work. And while it is night and our dupes are sleeping, I am going to build... Oh, I never actually told him to dig this here. That's why they don't build it. And up here, they can't get over because I didn't build another ladder. So another ladder right there. And we're just going to duplicate what we already have here. So all of our current dupes have a space to sleep. And on our printing pod, we have a new symbol. And this new symbol is duplicant skills. So our duplicants get more skills when they get enough experience points, and they need morale to make that happen. So Abe here, and it has a heart right there. That's the ones that he's interested in. That's the one he wants to do. So we do actually need a machine operator. So I think we're going to give him operating. Or no, we will need farming more than we need an operator here very shortly. Harold can get hard digging, which now he can dig through harder stuff. And Max here is our researcher. He gets advanced research. Once they are unlocking new skills, you can give him a little hat. So he is going to get now a farmer hat. Harold is going to get a digger hat. And Max is going to get a research hat. So now the dupes are coming to the printing pod. And they get a hat. It's wonderful. And another hat. Look at this fancy digging hat. And apparently we have another skill unlocked while I was talking for Turner. And Turner is our decorator. So of course you also will get your hat. Can't forget about the hat. And while I was doing that, a new blueprint was unlocked. So we can get either 3 hatchling eggs or a shine nymph. We don't need a shine nymph, that's for sure. We also don't need a doctor. Digging, operating, and doctoring. Increased bladder. I think we're gonna go for the hatchling eggs, maybe? No, we're gonna reject them all. I don't think we need any of the stuff that is currently shown to us. So, yeah, we're gonna just omit that. We can do more research. And what I want to do is, let's see. This tree here has been changed a little bit since I played it last time. Decor? Do we have it in here? No. Where did they put the fire pole? Let's find it. Could be on the colony development, maybe? No. Solid materials, power, food. Where is... Here it is. Solid materials. So I want to have this fire pole right here. The fire pole is the main reason why I told them to leave this space here open. But can I actually do that? Give me 1 second. I need the advanced research. So we first need the supercomputer. You can see that here on the bottom we have 2 different lines. One is normal research and one requires the supercomputer. So we're going to unlock the supercomputer first, and once we do that, we will research our fire pole. That's what we're going to do. But we have unlocked our farm tiles, so we can actually start farming. Let's take a look at our temperature. And the temperature here is pretty low. It's at 13 degrees, 12 degrees. Up here we have a little bit higher temperature because the gas comes out at a certain relatively high temperature. So let's see what we can do here. What are we farming? I need to check out the mealwood. The mealwood needs to have between 10 and 30 degrees. We got that. That's pretty straightforward. And the blossom. So if I click on it and it is kind of highlighted here in kind of a purple color, I can click on it. And the blossom needs 5 to 30 degrees. Those are the 2 things we want to farm first. So let's start with that. Then something else we need to be aware of is the light. So I'm going to actually deconstruct all this stuff here because we need to see where our light is shining. The bristle blossoms need light to grow. And I believe it shows that here somewhere. Where does it show it? Temperature, light. So it needs 200 lux of light. 200 is not a lot. It is also more than we have because this here is nothing. Here we have 500 lux. It's dim. Here we have 1,000. We are everywhere at 1,000 lux, or not at 1,000, over 200 for our bristle blossoms. So where we can build them, we will, because bristle blossoms are a better food for our dupes than the mealwood is. Our wash basins are now ready, so we have bathrooms and whatnot. We just gotta set them to the right direction, so the dupes only have to wash their hands when they go away from the bathroom and over there. Kinda like he just did. He didn't go to the bathroom, but he was on the left side of it. So he will only wash his hands when he goes to the right. Once again, that is just to increase the efficiency and have our dupes go and do stuff that is unimportant as little as possible. No point in washing your hands when you go this way before you use the bathroom. And the next day has started and we are almost through with our farm tiles. So now that the farm tiles are built, right now, we check once again out our light overlay. So right here, we want a blossom seed planet, a blossom seed planet, and a blossom seed planet. Just like right here and right there. On all the others though, we want mealwood. We can copy those settings and just plop it in there and it will work. It will also work up here, at least on the one that is already built. And this here is the beginning of our farming. I really hate how it looks unsymmetrically. So give me 1 minute and I will fix that. Alright, and the blueprint is standing. This here is the basic layout of our base. At least for now. A lot more stuff will happen on the top. A lot more stuff will happen on the bottom. We're going to deconstruct this ladder here, just so it's out of the way. And then I think it is a good amount of time. Oh, wait a second, we have a blueprint. Look at this here. What do we need? Do we need a suit wear? 80% run speed, aesthetic design. We don't need aesthetic design. No, that's not gonna work for us. Doctoring, suturing, ranching over here. We will need ranching later, but not right now. We're gonna get more blossom seeds. Doesn't hurt to have more of those. And our dupes are almost done with building the rest of our base. Might as well take a quick look into our research section and take a look at power. We definitely need some more power. Our jumbo generator and our coal generator is the bare minimum of what we need. So I think we're gonna go one step further and also unlock our heavy watt wire and all the other stuff that comes with it. So let's research all of that while we are at it and then go from there. And while we are at it, now I can also show you why I left the space here open. We're gonna delete all that and now we have our fire pole. And we build our fire pole with a priority of like 7. Yep, all the way from the top to the bottom. That's what we want. Fire pole enables our dupes. You see kind of how they're crawling up and down pretty slowly. At least a downward motion. We can make this early in the game a lot faster. Faster movement increases our efficiency by quite a lot. Let's take a look. Our duplicant skill, Abe, has acquired a new skill, and we can give him crop tending. Wonderful, that's what we need. And go to our priorities. Actually right here, disallow everything, and only Abe is allowed. Perfect. Nobody else should farm but Abe. Alright, everything has been built, and I think we are off to a really good start in this episode. We have our fire pole. Let's see if we can find a dupe who is going down on this side. It doesn't look like they have the feel for that right now. There's one here. See how fast he went down there? That is amazing. That's exactly what is needed. And apparently he's going down here to pick up some algae to fill up our storage bin out there. And there's nothing else to do. They will clean up the floors, which we can do once they have built this floor here. I don't know why they don't fill this floor here. Because it's a lower priority. That makes sense. So we can give this here a level 7. And they will build that very shortly. But I think we have done very, very good so far. Let's take another look if we can bring on a 5th dupe before the end of this episode. Supplying, that's something we will need. Against nighttime attribute bonuses and decrease the core. Let's see. What do we have here? Researching and farming. Don't really need that. Decorating and tidying. Tidying would be interesting. Cannot do digging, cannot do doctoring. Nope. So we're gonna go for Ruby. Ruby, welcome to the team. There you go. Wonderful. Alright. So we brought on a 5th dupe. We are in cycle number 12. We have a very basic setup of a base. We have bedrooms. We have bathrooms. We are planting 2 different kinds of crops. We have a water supply that is not going to run out anytime soon here on the bottom. And we have a very basic research and oxygen producing station built on the top. This one here needs more algae though, so we're going to give it a little bit higher priority. And next on the list will be to generate power and make sure that we're not running out of oxygen. Because when we click on here, we can see that this is our carbon dioxide that accumulates on the bottom. And we really don't have a hell of a lot of breathable gas here. The brighter this color is, the better it is. It's not a problem yet, but it may become one soon if we don't do anything about it. But all that will happen in the next episode. So this is the end of the episode. If you enjoyed the content, maybe consider leaving a sub on the channel, a like on the video, and comment down below with anything you may have for me. Tips, tricks, feedback. I'll take it all. And with that, thanks for watching and peace.